Hey everyone, it's your favorite uncle, here to stay, touch of gray, Yammie J. Finding Yammie Noob to make these videos, getting harder every day. He wishes he could be here right now, but we know that's just a crock. He's probably vacationing somewhere with Mama Yams. Wait, is there a Mama Yams? Anywho, he couldn't make it. Today we're going to talk about the 650cc class of motorcycles and actually rank them. Now this is mainly based on opinion here, so you can hold your comments until the end or come up with your own ranking. We see a lot of 650cc bikes, and we here at Yammie Noob think that every bike has its place. Some of them deserve to be in your garage, while others shouldn't have even been at the dealership. What is a 650cc bike? The class is broad, but includes motorcycles with roughly 650cc's of displacement in a typical V-twin or parallel twin configuration. The style and design of the bike is typically a standard and more upright bike than a sport bike or a cruiser. 650cc motorcycles make awesome beginner bikes because they have more power than bikes with 500cc's and below. But they don't have the absolutely insane power of a 600cc sport bike like a Gixxer 600, R6, or CBR 600RR. Seriously, folks, you might get injured on a 600 if you are a new rider, but a 650, you'll be riding a lot more smoothier. In pure Yammie Noob fashion, these 650-ish cc bikes will be ranked from S, A, B, C, D, E, and F. S being the God tier of bikes, i.e. the ones you should be trying to get now, and then A through F in diminishing ranks from best to worst, just like you were in school. Speaking of 650s, I am giving one away. That's right, our beginner bike giveaway series. We're giving away a Honda CB650R, Suzuki DRZ 400, and a Kawasaki Ninja 400. Head on over to yammienoob.co and get yourself subscribed with a tier. Now, every tier will get you entered to win one of these 3 bikes. If you want to be a part of Team Yammie and throw some content in for us, sweetness. You can do that with Tiers 3 and 4 with the It Came From Craigslist series. With the Tier 4, you can literally get Team Yammie to do a top 10 list or other related content submission, and we'll get working on it snappy-like. Not feeling a subscription? Head over to YammieNoobMerch.com and check out the sweet merch Papa Yams has available for you. Remember, every Juan dollar you spend is an entry to win the bike, so start buying your family gifts you want returned to you. Go win yourself a bike. Okay, the F tier. Starting off this list at the very bottom and in the F tier is the Hyosung GT650. I don't even know if this bike is still being imported into the US, but you can still buy these at select dealerships. Don't. There's a reason why a 2015 model is still on the showroom floor collecting dust. Hyosungs just don't sell, which means reselling yours, it's gonna be difficult for you. Another F-tier bike is gonna be the Harley-Davidson Street 750. Well, wait a minute, a 750 and a 650 comparison? Yes. The reason is, internationally, the Harley-Davidson competes against bikes with the 650cc displacement. Just don't be suckered into the Harley game if you're looking for a real 650. It's one of those bikes that the dealership could try to flip you from a Yamaha to a Harley in the blink of an eye. Do not be fooled. We're mentioning this bike as a caution to all noobs that don't know what to purchase yet. Just hang on, noob. We are here for you. We'll guide you. Just be patient, grasshopper. The E tier. Well, these aren't the worst bikes on the planet, but you should really think about if you want them or not. Royal Enfield INT 650. The INT is for Interceptor, but Honda has the rights to that name in the US market. This bike is a bike. It's a retro look kind of bike, and it's made in India. It comes in at an E tier because it's not a traditional 650 style bike. It's also one of the weakest on our entire list. With only 47 horsepower coming from a 648cc parallel twin, it's really underpowered in the US market. That's a slight improvement over the 300cc bikes, but not enough to really be considered a true 650. For reference, other 650s are putting out 70 horsepower or more. Popular overseas and in some parts of the US, this bike isn't terrible, but it isn't the embodiment of the ideal 650 bike. Buyer beware, and in total honesty, you can't go wrong with a Big 4 bike or an Italian one. D tier. So we're moving up slowly to motorcycles that you can safely buy and not freak out if you need to sell it, fix it, or ride it. Yes, I did just say ride it as a means of freaking someone out. Have you ever heard of buyer's remorse? That's when you buy something you wish you didn't. Do not buy an F or an E tier, please, for the love of puppies. The Kawasaki Ninja 650 makes the D tier. Why do you ask? Because the Ninja is everything you want to see in a sport bike, but instead, it's a beefed up version of the 300 and 400cc bikes. Beginner bikes with an experienced rider kind of attitude. I will admit, it's difficult to tell some of the Ninjas apart. Come on, Kawasaki, you guys make the slowest bike in the world and the fastest, and both are called Ninjas? The Ninja 650 falls short in comparison to the Honda CBR 650R. As a 650cc class bike aimed at the sport bike rider, the Ninja doesn't have the power or performance and uses a parallel twin engine. C tier. This is right where I lived in school, let me tell you. The other Kawasaki's come into the list at the C tier as well. I feel like their 650 lineup is overshadowed by their success with their crotch rockets. It's kind of an oversight for them, and they continue to build 650s because people are willing to pay for them. Simple. Their other 650s are the KLR 650, which is a single-cylinder dual sport, by the way, the Versys 650, which is your standard upright, and then, of course, the Z650 naked. Wow, Kawasaki has their markets covered. These bikes are worth riding and owning, but compared individually against other bikes in their class, they sometimes fall short to other manufacturers. Don't get us wrong here at Yammie Noob. The bikes are dependable and quality, hence why they're not in a lower tier than what they are. But there are better bikes out there for specific purposes. I hope you like or really love neon green and black, because anything Kawasaki is going to come in these colors. And for Captain Obvious in the comments to come, thank you, they do have other color schemes, but their entire website and logo are the same two colors that 99% of their bikes are, so, you know. B tier. Remember how it's Jammy J here and not Yammie Noob? He's gonna flame me for this one. But bringing in the B tier is the Triumph Street Triple. Gasp! A Triumph not in the S God tier? Well, they were a B tier in the brand rank too, so they're consistent. A lot of manufacturers consider the Triumph Street Triple as a competitor in the 650cc class. With 765 cc's, an inline 3-cylinder, 121 horsepower, and 58 pound-feet of torque, this bike makes for a monster on the street. Really practice, anyone? Going outside of the 650 engine size, the bike's size and agility is comparable to other bikes in its class. The biggest drawback to the Triumph is its not-so-beginner-friendly price tag of $12,550. Another European bike making our B tier is the KTM Enduro R. This is a dual sport bike with a single cylinder, has a displacement of 693 cc's. Power output on the KTM website is in kilowatts, so in considering we don't speak in Tesla, we converted it to roughly 74 horsepower, which is slightly less than 1.1 gigawatts. The bike is great for both on and off-road use, but comes with an $11,899 price tag, kinda steep like the Triumph for the beginner rider. The A tier. So some of these bikes are made with the same engine as found in other bikes. In our A tier, there are few that aren't an exception to this rule. The Suzuki V-Strom 650 is one of the many 650 bikes that's geared towards upright riding or commuting longer distances. Powered by a 645cc parallel V-twin, the V-Strom is a capable 650 in its own right. What it isn't is a sportier 650, and its best features are its comfortable riding position and better accommodations for luggage or passengers. The V-Strom is marketed as an adventure bike, and we don't blame them. The bike is capable, but it's just not intended for snappy throttle response and late-night shenanigans. Also on the A-team is Honda's line of 650s. The first is the CBR 650R. If all those R's make you think of the Fireblade in racing, you are right. What's unique to Honda about their 650s is that the engines aren't 2 cylinders, but in fact inline 4s. Now this is kind of a game changer for the 650 class because most of the bikes are ridden by the unsport bike kind of rider. The CBR 650R is a sport bike with 94 horsepower, 47 foot-pounds of torque. By golly, this thing is a rocket ship amongst the other 650s. Our very own CB650R is next and included here with its naked appearance, more upright riding position. And this bike, well, okay, Yammie's already done a ton of videos on it. It's a great choice for anyone in the 650 market. Love it. Honda also has the XLR 650 Dual Sport, which uses a single cylinder displacing 644 cc's. The S tier. In the God tier, the 2 bikes that resonate the most with the 650 style are the Yamaha FZ07 and the Suzuki SV650. The FZ07, now known as the MT07 since 2017, it's one of the best bang-for-your-buck bikes that has everything you'd expect in a Yamaha in the 650cc class. Actual displacement is 689 cc's with a cross-plane crankshaft, and it puts out 74 horsepower and 50 pound-feet of torque. This bike is exactly what any beginner rider or seasoned veteran desires in a naked. Torque, agility, but still easily handled by those who are unfamiliar with riding. The FZ and MT-07s are bikes worthy of buying and keeping forever. You literally can't say 650 without thinking about the Suzuki SV650. Since 1999, this bike has been delivering thrills to riders on a global scale. In its current 2020 form, the SV650 puts out 75 horsepower, 47 pound-feet of torque. It was available in naked, half-fairing, and full-fairing variations, now replaced with, I'm not sure, the script just went blank here, I'm not sure why. Using the same 645cc engine as the V-Strom, the SV650 gives you a sportier feel with more forward angle, a lighter curb weight, easily flickable. Last on our ranking is the new Aprilia RS660. It's almost cheating, really. A parallel twin 660cc engine with 100 horsepower? Is this a dream come true? For many, it is. This bike will probably beat out bikes in the 600cc class as well. It was built and intended to take down a lot of bigger bikes, I can guarantee that. It's not your upright standard bike, so just be warned. Well, that wraps up our list of ranked 650cc bikes. How many did we miss? You know we're gonna do a part 2 instead of dropping a 30-minute video on you guys. Seriously, which ones did we miss? Were there any that aren't available in the US? Let us know in the comments below. Please, use your indoor voice. Fact: when someone is struck by lightning, the resulting burn is called a Lichtenberg figure. It maps out the exact path which lightning traveled through the body. Goodbye.